If you are looking to buy cheap and safe and reliable coin, go over to U7Buy and use code CV3 for 8% off. Link is in the description or link is in the comments to get cheap and safe coins so you can get the cards you want in the game. CV3. Who's better between Showdown Ansu Fati or Showdown Arda Guler? Well, these two cards can be absolute monsters, but one card dominates more than the other. And I tested both of them and I have the results, which can help you decide which card you should select for your club. And you're gonna learn everything that's important about these cards in this video. Like if their price is worth it, if they fit the meta of the game to help perform the best for you, as this is not only a player comparison but also a player review. And one stat from the card absolutely completely shocked me that is very overpowered. So I'm going to be breaking down these cards in multiple categories so you know what they're good at, and then by the end of the video I'll let you know which card I think is the best and the one you should possibly pick up depending on your team and your playstyle. So make sure you pay attention so you know the right thing to do for your club. So first let's talk about the very important thing for a winger, because we play them in the wing position. So I'll also be telling you which position they do perform the best in as well, which I'll get to. But for the price, so Fati's got that 97 speed. He will zoom for sure. When I was hitting that speed boost like a madman, he was moving mad. I was like, bro, no. Is he really this quick? If you hold the L1 and speed boost into space, so Fati's got you covered for sure. He can get into spaces very dangerous. But what about Arda Guler? But I found that he doesn't have quick step at all, but he does have rapido, regular. So you can hit a speed boost with him, but it's not ridiculously out of this world. But it does allow you to do some quick bursts into space, giving you some chances to create either a great ball into space or a goal scoring opportunity. But then when you sprint and your opponent somehow is able to catch up to you, what do? You gotta do a little bit of that twist and turn and start dribbling around to create chances in space, right? And the player that was dribbling quite nice for me was Arda Guler. He can definitely twist and turn. His press proven plus allowed him to get around the defense a good amount of times without being tackled quite easily. And his body shape, being a 5'9" player, I found that in this game, when you're not super tall, you are not a biggity. So your twisting and turning ability and responsiveness on the ball is better than most. And with Arda Guler, I found that his dribbling was quite nice. But what about Ansu Fati? Ansu Fati, on the other hand, was actually a solid dribbler as well. Did he have clunky moments? I ain't gonna lie. Not really. Like, he was twisting and turning as well, especially with him having that 93 reactions, which is very important for a dribbler in this game. If you want a responsive player that's not brain dead, and when you want to go to the right, the game says, bro, no, I'm going left. That will not happen when the reactions are top tier. And Ansu Fati has 93 reactions, which is very amazing. But then there's a point where you dribble past your opponent, and then there's an amazing player, like for example, Lamine Yamal, cutting inside, making a beautiful run, and you got to make that pass to him. Which player is really going to do that for you in a great way? Well, let me say this with Ansu Fati. He doesn't really have any of the passing play styles. So if you're looking for an absolute dimer that's going to send in the through ball and you're going to go out of your mind, you're not going to do that with Ansu Fati. But he can get the job done. His passing is not garbage whatsoever, but he doesn't have that tremendous passing that will blow you away. But the thing that makes it amazing with his passing though is that you can do first time passes with the Tiki Taka Barcelona play style. So if you want to do them quick 1-2s back and forth and send him on a through ball, he will do that tremendously well for you. But then Arda Guler, on the other hand, if you play him in certain positions, he has the right play styles to make it very dangerous for your opponent when you're attacked. That's that incisive pass. With his incisive pass, he's got the auto dodge. When you make a through ball brainlessly and the game auto adjusts it for you with the incisive pass. So if you're not the best passer, he assists you much more with that play style. On top of that, he does have a long ball, regular, don't call my cellular. So if you send them over the top, it's going to be more accurate than most, which benefits a lot of players in a certain position that you can play him in, which we'll get to. And so after you've made a tremendous pass, like for example, you're using the GOAT, it's messy, and Ansu Fati or Arda Guler is cutting in and you send that beautiful dime into them, and now they have a chance to score a goal. Can they put that ball into the back of the net? Can you hit him with a finesse like Messi? Can you hit the dribbler? Can you do all of that? Driven lows? Well, look at here. Let's start off with Ansu Fati. When you want to hit him with a finesse like Messi, in my brain while using this card, I felt a little bit shaky. I'm like, maybe I shouldn't do it because he doesn't have the play style at all, which is very annoying. But we all have to remember that these cards are in the showdown, where I do believe Barcelona is going to win it anyways, by the way. No bias. But I do believe that it's a very annoying using Ansu Fati knowing that you can't really do finesses consistently, especially if you don't play with precision shooting and use regular. Finesses are completely useless, making him useless when he cuts inside to hit a finesse shot. But he does have the driven low power shot play style along with the trivela for shooting ability. But if you're playing him on the left wing, you can't really hit the trivelas to score. Driven lows you can with the left foot if you can get the chance, and power shots are definitely nerfed and harder to get off. And overall, if you're in the box and you put a chemistry style to put up his shooting, even without the chemistry style, he can still put the ball in the back of the net with a regular normal shot. But a finesse, it's a little bit shaky like Parkinson. But what about Arda Guler? Well, look at here. He's got that hitting with a finesse like Messi, not with Messi, with Guler, and Guler can definitely hit the finesse like Messi. But the question is, which player really gets into position to get more goal scoring opportunity? We'll get to that. But I found me trying to hit the finesse like Messi was at Arda Guler outside of the box, it got blocked a lot. Maybe my opponents were just very great at defense, but I couldn't really get off the shots much with Arda Guler. But I do know with finesse plus, if you're in the box and you have a free space with Guler, he has a great chance of putting that ball in the back of the net because of that play style. One of the best play styles in the game for goal scoring. He doesn't have the power shot and all those other things, but I don't think they're as needed in the certain position that he's playing on the wing. Because right now we're comparing them within the wings. We'll get to the cam position, something that they can both play, and the card that I think fits it the best. Now, but what about the defensive capabilities? So you want your players to be able to defend a little bit, right? Track back and all that stuff. Well, looky here. Don't give a damn on no damn defense. They're attackers. Now, if you are playing the cam position, you would like a little bit of defense. And I did see that Arda Guler does have the higher stats. Did it feel like it when you would tackle? A lot of bounce back BS ping pong FC would take place, but it is what it is. He's still the better defender for sure because the stats are significantly better. But what about physicality? Who's the puss in boots on the pitch? Who can hold off the defense to get past the defense as well, or hold their own for a little bit to make a pass? Well, let me start off with Ansu Fati. I noticed that when you get that speed boost with him and he's moving fast like the Flash and he's about to put belt to at and give your defender whiplash, looky here, man. I think strength doesn't really matter that much for a Ansu Fati card when you're doing this speed. Now, these type of players anyways, you're not really trying to hold them off to use strength. These players are meant to be more quick and crafty for you to get around the defense. So it doesn't really matter that much, but Ansu Fati's stamina is decent. It's not super high like 90 plus, but 88 is still good enough to hold for the rest of the entire game. But remember, depending on who wins, these cards are going to get an extra play style. So he might get a finesse plus for Ansu Fati and an upgrade. So keep that in mind. Now, what about Arda Guler with the physicality? Now, with these cards, if you think that you're going to jump up and contest Van Dijk or any of these left backs or defenders in the air with these cards, go ahead and charge your phone with your fingernail. It's not happening. It's not possible. Arda Guler will lose. But Ansu Fati has the opportunity, if he's jumping against somebody that's smaller and doesn't have any of the aerial playstyles, he can contest and win in the air a little bit. Arda Guler, most of the time he's losing, or it's going to be like a stalemate header. Only Ansu Fati is a little bit of an aerial threat with the 91 headed accuracy, but Arda Guler, let me tell you his level of aerial threat. Go flip a coin, heads or tails, it's going to land on butt, which is not on the coin because it's not nice. It's doo straight up. And with the breakdowns of those, we have to figure out what playstyles is really important in the meta of this game to really perform the best for you. So if we start off with Ansu Fati, he's got Rapido plus, along with quick step regular, Tiki Taka Barcelona plus, power shot, energizer bunny playstyle to allow him to run for days, to keep his speed for a longer period of time. The Trivela like I'm watching the telenovela and the driven low playstyle. These are very meta playstyles. The only thing he's missing is obviously the finesse, but the quick step along with rapid plus is a very dangerous combo that allows you to burst into space that you're going to see in some of these clips. Ridiculous. I'm telling you. So the format of the playstyle that fits the best for the positions that they're playing on the wings, I say Ansu Fati has the better playstyles because he's so much faster than Arda Guler, has better reaction, and he has enough pace to at least hold off the Theo Hernandez of the world, these fast left backs and right backs, to give you a chance of creating more goal scoring opportunities. But I'll say this, if you're gonna play them in the cam position, Arda Guler has the better playstyles because he has the better passing playstyles for through balls and over the top through balls to give your actual attackers that have tremendous speed to score goals. He also has the press proven, so when he gets the ball in that central area up top, he can turn around much faster before the defender can press him from the back. Pause. You feel me? So if I would select a position for who's better, for the cam, I would select Arda Guler. For the wings, I'm definitely selecting Ansu Fati. But which card is actually better? We'll get to that. For me, using these cards, with the player roles, Arda Guler on the wing doesn't even have inside forward. So when I was playing these games, the goal scoring opportunities were coming way more for Ansu Fati, for either an assist or a goal. And one thing you also have to really consider is that the prices of these SBCs, Arda Guler was way more expensive than Ansu Fati, with Ansu Fati only needing 2 squads and Arda Guler needing 5 squads. So for me, using these cards, I do believe the card that's better for me is Ansu Fati, and I think is the best option is Ansu Fati. Not only because he will probably most likely get an upgrade, but if you do need a winger, he's the better option and he's cheaper. But if you need a cam and you want to just try a good cam, I think Arda Guler is a good option as well. And if he somehow ends up getting upgraded, then he will be a very solid card. But for me, I'm taking Ansu Fati. But wait, find out who's better in this video right here. I hope it helps. Yeah.